Well, now, the minister who resigned over Britain's policy on Gaza has now warned the Conservatives, her own party, that they won't win the next election unless they attract more of the ethnic minority vote. Former Tory chairman Baroness Warsi said the party had, quote, left it a little late to win over the ethnic minority voters by 2015, calling it an electoral necessity. Here's Harry Smith.
This is Baroness Warsi's first comments on her resignation since her exclusive interview on Channel 4 News. The first Muslim woman to take a seat in the cabinet confined her remarks then to what she called Britain's morally indefensible stance on the Gaza conflict. In today's interviews, she tells two Sunday papers the Conservatives can't win the next election because they have neglected the ethnic minority vote. She says, the electoral reality is that we will not win outright Conservative majorities until we start attracting more of the ethnic vote. It's about the party being open to a broader range of views. We've probably left it a little too late to take this part of the electorate seriously. In the East End of London today, we asked shoppers if they thought the Conservatives represented their interests.
Conservatives are for business people mainly, not for working people?
Well, they try to, but I don't think there's a definite willingness in there. It's just exercise in motions.
I think they've got to try a lot harder. And I think they need to look at their foreign policies as well.
It used to be better when the Labours were on, so now it's a lot worse than it used to be.
Would you vote Conservative?
Probably, yeah.
Probably. Let's ask you. I mean, did you?
I think it's something an ethnic minority person wouldn't openly admit to. Not on camera.
They wouldn't openly admit to?
No, not on camera.
Does that mean you do vote Conservative but wouldn't admit to it?
No comment.
No comment.
Baroness Warsi's remarks may upset many of the party faithful, but they should not come as a surprise to the hierarchy. One cabinet minister recently told a meeting of activists that the party could have won a majority of 70 seats in the 2010 election if black and Asian voters had given them the same support as white ones. At the last general election, only 16% of ethnic minority voters backed Conservative candidates. A survey later carried out by Tory peer Lord Ashcroft laid out the party's problem in stark detail. When asked to name the party which most represented people like you, 14% of white voters said Conservative. Among those who were black, the figure was just 4%, and for Asians it was 7%. Comparable figures for Labour were white 24%, black 55%, and Asian 32%. It all adds to the problems David Cameron has, leading a government which has often been criticised for having too many white men at the top and too few women and ethnic minority ministers. Despite his recent reshuffle, the remarks of Baroness Warsi will not make it any easier for the Prime Minister to persuade voters that his next government will be more inclusive.